The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
Eric's Family Barbecue has arrived and is simply the best barbecue in Arizona. Come satisfy your taste buds with meats that are smoked over mesquite wood and sides that are made with fresh ingredients and tons of love. They have the best, juiciest brisket, pulled pork, rib sausage, turkey, or everyone's favorite, the Pitmaster Sampler that includes all the meat and 4 sides, mac and cheese, potato salad, coleslaw, corn, or beans, yum. And for dessert, try some creamy banana pudding, amazing. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip, you won't be sorry. Dine in or take it to go. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more info.
Good morning, everybody. Hello there. Welcome. Tuesday in the Morning Sickness. It's 5:45. Hi, my name's John. There's Brady, Brett Vesley, Big Dick Toledo, off and running. Wake up to a little rain. Didn't expect that. It was I actually had to double check that the noise was what it was, and I didn't have a sprinkler going nuts or something like that when I was out the window.
A geyser?
Yeah, a little bit. You never know. You know, dogs sometimes get bored and say, this sprinkler doesn't need to be here anymore, and then you got a nightmare on your hands. But yeah, it's raining outside. Who knew? I didn't know this. Royal Norman said nothing of this last night. None of it.
Where was the storm team?
Yeah, the storm. And normally, you know they don't know anything. They're driving around in that car looking for it sometimes. That's how you know the weather. If your news channel has a reporter actually get in a car and drive around looking for rain, what's the point of your weatherman? Shouldn't he be able to tell you where to go? That's the fun part. They have people driving around in there. We have it. We thought we saw some on the windshield here. We're going to keep trying to drive up to Ahwatukee and see if it's up here in this area. But if it's not, we'll drive around and look for rain. Well, ask Royal. But you're going to find it this morning. Most of it. It looks like it's clearing up now, but northeast, you're going to get...
Yesterday was glorious.
Perfect yesterday. It's a great day yesterday. More of that today. A little humid, no big deal. But be careful if it is raining. Nobody in the city knows what to do. And you guys know that by now. So, hold on. I got another burp on deck.
Get that mesquite off spray ready because the mosquitoes have been...
Oh, yeah. Well, they were talking about it in the news last night. They were talking about flies and moths. And I've noticed a ton more moths. And I'm like, must be some cyclical thing. I didn't know. But they're everywhere right now. And the flies are back, which is annoying. And now the mosquitoes, which love me, are going to be all over. So we're going to have a garbage fall. Just look forward to it. Plus, you're all going to be at home from COVID anyway. It's not like you're going to be outside. Everybody's going to have that. Yeah, I'm the doomsday guy. There's no question about it.
Winter is coming.
I will Jon Snow this thing all day long. Winter is coming, and you're all going to be covered in mosquito bites and COVID. Mark my words. The White Walkers, they hold nothing back.
You've seen them.
Yeah. I have seen them, Brady. I've seen them. I've killed one. You'll see.
I'm going to go out and get some dragon glass then.
Well, I just had a disappointing meeting yesterday where everybody was talking about. Like, I made the joke yesterday, hey, if Limp Bizkit is making the call to say, hey, safety first, we're all in trouble. Because if Limp Bizkit looks around and goes, I just don't think this is a quality operation, there's trouble coming. And the dominoes start to fall. And other bands are starting to say, well, for the safety of family, and we're not going to travel around and do that. And I think a lot of tours are going to start running into walls. I just, But
I seen one announced yesterday, too.
Who, what?
System of a Down and Faith No More are playing 3 shows now.
They're adding on.
September or October,
right,
yeah.
Good. Here?
So, no, Vegas and 2 California shows.
Oh, they're scheduling away. There's been a couple.
Yeah. Well, like you said, Vegas. Who's there told me that they told you it's masks inside, outside?
I got an email on that yesterday, actually.
Or what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they'll kick you out of an establishment, but outside...
Well, from what I understand, I just got it from the casino, and it was just basically masks inside at all times, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
And then at events, because you're going to a show, too, and they're like that, too. But that's outside, isn't it?
Or is it inside? No, it's inside.
Oh, okay, you'll be fine. Yeah. Where is it? It's at T-Mobile?
It's at the park.
You're going to go see that Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Get yourself some ass.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Roll. Come on now.
Miss New Booty's going to give that up after a little, leave the door open.
Bring me that booty.
Yeah. What you doing? Where you at? It's like, what? Why's your butt out? Well, it's for you now. I will predict this, that in a few minutes, and I don't know if Toledo's got it done yet or not, we're going to play something that will be Brett's favorite thing since he's been part of this deal. It's almost your 1-year anniversary present.
All right.
Richard! See if it's ready yet. I'm not sure. He's here. I told him to get it in there. I just don't know where he put it. But it's my favorite thing that's happened in time. And I just can't get enough of our reactions to stuff as humanity, as a whole. We lose our minds over things, and then afterwards we realize, what are we doing? It's almost this, I don't know. It's just a crazy, it's my favorite thing that's happened in a long time.
Uh-oh.
Because I giggled at it initially, like, who would have this in their head? And then laughed even harder later when it all we got to find out. It's got to be, we have to have it loaded up, ready to go. Because I wanted to do that, like, right off the bat, just for you, just for a present for Brett. Because it truly is, like, I have a feeling going to be his favorite thing of all time.
I can't wait.
Where
for
is
a
he?
while. For a while, at least.
Well, I was asking you earlier, you going to bring Frank Stallone in or what?
Is it in? Not yet. I'm getting it. Oh, okay. He's getting it ready. Huh? Yeah, he asked me because I said it before the show. I said, this is going to be a favorite thing we have done in a long time because he, too, enjoys the absurdity of humanity.
Oh, yeah.
Much like anyone else. But he said, so what did you get? You get Frank Stallone's coming in? And, like, that's on his mind way too much.
Every day.
Every single day it's on his mind way too much. And we can get into the other side of the absurdity and ask Brett, our expert in this, if he buys into Andrew Cuomo's excuse of why he – did you see his slideshow? The governor of New York who's in trouble for kissing and touching and groping and making inappropriate comments and calling ladies honey, sweetheart, and everything else. He said, look, I'm a 60-year-old Italian-American. I do this to everybody. And he gets a slideshow together, and he goes, I do it to women. And it's a picture of him kissing some lady. I do it to men, kissing some guy. I do it to the homeless, kissing a homeless. I do it to gays. It's like, this is not a thing.
Going down the line.
So he said, it's because I'm Italian. I grab a lot of ass. I call people sweetheart. And nobody's really saying much about how terrible that excuse is. If you're going to get mad at Donald Trump for saying, hey, I'm famous, I grab what I want, this is the same thing. I'm Italian. I'm allowed.
But Donald has to say I'm Irish or some kind of nationality to back it up.
All he said was,
this is what we do. Well, this is what we Italians do.
Fame is a race. It's a gender. And Trump was basically saying, look, I'm one of them. I'm famous now. I can grab more I want. Everybody lost their minds. It doesn't give you the right to sexually assault people and grab ass. And so he named one of the people that's accusing him of doing this. And she said he was grabbing ass, and he's like, but I will say this, like, all the accusers seem to have the same thing, that he would lean to him and go, can I kiss you? Like, but I don't think he's doing that to the guys. I don't think he's asking that. But it's an Italian thing. We've talked about it. But, I mean, he feels like that's his, because I'm Italian, because I'm 60, it's cultural, it's generational. That's why I play grab ass with these girls in my office. I got to.
It is, but you're not ahead of the Italian-American Club over there on 12th Street.
Right.
You're in charge of in charge of the
You're in charge of New York.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the if it was a bunch of Italian, I would understand.
No big deal, yeah.
You're grabbing some Polish girl's ass.
Wouldn't be an issue.
Like this intern, like, hi, I'm Katie Stepanowski, and I'm really happy to be here. Sweetheart, welcome to my office. Don't get all bothered and uppity. It's because I'm Italian. Okay, I guess that makes sense. I'm Swedish. We just like to jam our stuff right in your mouth. It's not cultural, but it's a great excuse. And it seems like, I don't know if you guys saw that slideshow. If you get a chance, Google it up and check out Cuomo's slideshow, because he put it together with a team to prove he gropes everybody. It's the worst excuse for sexual harassment, like accusations. To say, look, I do this to everybody. But even talks
about grabbing the ass?
No, not really. But, I mean, there's pictures of my hands.
I was gonna say,
they get loose. They move. I talk to people this way. But when you do that, and if you accuse me of sexual harassment, I wouldn't show you 20 pictures of, yeah, you're right, and then say, it's because, God, I'm Swedish.
Yeah.
That's the way our culture is. We're kissy, touchy-feely. We say sweetheart. We say darling. We say baby.
But the initial point that you're talking about, we were talking about weeks ago, the Italian or the Europe way of doing it. Is it that?
Right.
This seems a little
But what they don't
different.
do is look you in the eye and go, can I kiss you?
Right.
At a Christmas party, or when you're trying to help them out on New Year's Eve with a speech.
Generally, it's a greeting.
Yeah, in a room by yourself. After you've been chatting for a while, you don't sit down and go, let's take some pictures of ourselves. How about that? How you doing, darling?
A half hour after the greeting.
I'm going to greet you again real quick. I feel like I've rested, and now I need to greet again. That's how it rolls. Did you find it?
I think so. Hang on.
It's so good.
If this is the same one, hang on.
Oh, you can't miss it. And he talks so slow and creepy in this thing. I love this. This is one of my favorite things. But if I was Italian, I'd be grabbing. This is it. He watches. He thinks this is a good idea.
I do it with everyone. Black and white,
Kissing all
young and old, straight and LGBTQ.
This homo here.
Powerful people.
Clinton. Gore.
Friends. Strangers.
Him just kissing
people
everybody.
Who I meet on the street.
Whether they want it or not, that's the problem. It's like, that's the whole point. I do this when I feel like you got a problem with it. You're the problem.
He calls De Niro, Bob, can I use that picture?
Yeah. Hey, I need an edit over here. Look, I kiss people when I feel like kissing folks. Whether they like that or not, it's not my problem. Why is everybody so goddamn uptight? You just got kissed by the governor.
He should have at least thrown secretaries.
Yeah. Hot
receptionists.
Chicks, college girls, strippers. I kiss them all. You don't want to know what his fingers have been.
Even the twinks, I got them in there too.
I've smashed with twinks before. It's just funny. It's because I'm Italian. You don't like it. Get out of my office. It's hilarious. I'm going to try that. I'm just going to go down to Jill today and go, darling, sweetheart, sugar, come here. It's good to see you. What are you doing? I just found out recently I'm a little bit Italian.
It's your new policy.
It ain't going to work. All of a sudden, if I went and started to kiss my Heather, you look, how are you today? What's wrong with you? I'm Italian. That's what's wrong with me.
I do like he grabs the chin first.
Oh, he always.
No matter who it is.
Because they can't move their heads otherwise. Hey, yeah. Slow her down. Because here comes the big lips.
You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't going nowhere. Watch this. That's a tongue. I'm Sicilian. I go deep from the south end. Yeah, it's crazy. So I love that. But are you ready, Brett, for the greatest thing ever? Where already pointed out. All right. Now, you know the story already, but this news story was on my TV yesterday, and I was dying. And it's okay to play.
Is it?
I'll warn you right off the bat. It
It
sounds like it's not, but it's okay to play. Right. Here we go. Are you ready? Here we go.
Near the end of the Marlins' 13-9 loss to the Rockies Sunday at Coors Field, the game's broadcast mics picked up language from a fan that the Marlins play-by-play announcer felt compelled to address.
We just apologize, heard some horrible language that doesn't belong anywhere on our broadcasts as far as I'm concerned.
Within hours, the clip had been viewed over 1 million times on social media. The president of the MLB Players Union, Tony Clark, calling it abhorrent. Today, the team confirming to ESPN that it was not a racial slur overheard on the broadcast. It was a fan calling out the name of the team's mascot, Dinger, trying to get the dinosaur's attention. Adam Jones, who's talked about his own experiences with racist taunts as a former Orioles outfielder, reacting to the news, I personally apologize for jumping to conclusions. I felt and many heard something vile and nasty. It's not the case. Know when you're wrong and apologize.
That's right.
I was told the Rockies spoke to the fan in question as well as other witnesses in the vicinity who confirmed that the fan was yelling the team mascot's name in the hopes of getting a photo. Now, the team also released a statement Monday saying they remain dedicated to providing an inclusive environment and any fan using derogatory language of any kind will be ejected from Coors Field. I'm Michelle Steele for ESPN.
Michelle. Isn't that the best story in the history of man?
I've become a fan of that mascot.
They changed the name of the mascot to Gladiator immediately. Immediately. And anybody who's ever been caught screaming the N-word, that Morgan Wallen guy, that country singer, should have just said, thought he saw Dinger down the street there, and he wasn't saying the N-word, which has nearly destroyed his country career. Somehow, country music didn't like that word, but just go with Dinger. That guy was screaming for the Rockies mascot in the middle of the game, and we're so sensitive to race and everything else that Dinger!
Because that guy's been to bat before, and there's been multiple players.
And Dinger the dinosaur is walking around, and this guy innocently, Dinger! And people are like, oh, my sweet.
I play it again. I got to hear this. It's
Dinger.
With the D.
Everybody in his section said he was screaming for the mascot. Like, they went and interviewed everybody. Like, who did it? And he's like, we were yelling at the everybody. Even, like, the people nearby were like, what's going on? They're like, somebody said something terrible. I was like, no, we didn't. Because nobody in the crowd knew that the broadcast team had just said, my God, what the hell? All right, listen again, because it's Dinger.
Near the end of the Marlins' 13-9 loss to the Rockies Sunday at Coors Field, the game's broadcast mics picked up language from a fan that the Marlins play-by-play announcer felt compelled to address.
But you got to think that
I want to go to a Rockies game now.
I knew you'd.
They've got two mascots. That. The other mascot is after the state stone, agate.
Is Colorado Stone the agate? That would be great if it was. They have agate and dinger. Agate and dinger. Agate.
I need to get myself a Rockies jersey with 0-0 on it.
It's they actually have they have, for some reason, because there's so many popular campfires in Colorado, another mascot is a bundle of sticks. They haven't named him yet. It's just hilarious because the Marlins guy's like, my God, did you just hear that? This black guy just came to bat. Some dude lost his mind for a second.
You know, the first time I heard it, the mic was even closer.
Yeah. There's different takes of it.
And because TMZ... They bleeped over it, that's why.
TMZ lost its mind when this happened. Like, this guy came to bat. It was Jackson, who was it? Jackson something for the Rock or for the Marlins. Comes up to the plate, and this guy just decides, now's the time. I'm just going to shout the N-word as loud as I can twice at this batter. And
were they losing at the time?
There's no repercussions. It was a 10-inning game. It had to be tight all the time.
It's Lewis Brinson.
Lewis Brinson,
and apparently he says he can't unhear the slur he kept hearing.
Yeah, he's the only one. Yeah, he's the only one who thinks it actually happened. Now,
that was yesterday actually too.
I'll tell. Yeah, he's still not buying it. But I'll give you this: you got posted when you're a black person in the United States. If you think you heard it, your brain says you heard it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that the PTSD kicks in and said, I don't like that. Look, if you were in this...
With Mason off back in the day.
Exactly. You're standing on that field, and you're like, I'm surrounded by 30,000 white people. and then you think you hear some guy just go, now's the time, get him. And you're like, you're gonna think in your head, he ain't saying dinger. Plus, you're not thinking about dinger. It changes all of Bull Durham for me. Because they talk about dingers like crazy, and I'm just going to hear the other word now.
Dinger's not supposed to be walking around during the inning.
Why not?
They don't like him doing that because
they didn't like you
that
doing
area.
it.
No, because of the distraction of the ball, foul tip and stuff like that.
Well, he was. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe Dinger had taken a seat.
He could have been standing right there in the entrance, getting ready to go out.
Dude was shouting out pictures with me, Dinger. Yeah.
I need to start watching Rockies games tonight because you know there's going to be all these jackasses out there heckling, just yelling, Dinger! The whole time.
Well, and that's it. And then so last night, I forget who hit the home run. They said he hits a dinger, and I'm like, you can't say that anymore. That's now Dinger's going to be the racial slur because that's going to be the one where college frat whitey is going to start screaming, Dinger! Like, he's not here. You're not in Colorado. Yeah, it's...
If only they brought their mascots on the road.
Yeah, I mean...
They'd be going to a D-backs
Look,
game.
Jimmy Wisman, the comedian, has had a joke for years about how the Suns have gotten away with having the gorilla the whole time, and people are shouting that, and it hasn't been a problem yet. I cringe when I hear people go, gorilla! And I'm like, what is going... Oh, okay, he's around us. I forgot. All right, never mind. But if you were... I just love...
Here comes the Silverback fans.
I just love the Marlins guy reaction. Oh, my... Wow! Like, it was for sure in his head that the mics just picked up some guy standing up like Glenn Close in the worst moment of The Natural ever. Hey, Hobbs! You! Section 105 in Colorado was horrifying.
I've always thought, like, in the college side, they had the gopher, and they're like, here comes Chucker!
Yeah, you can't have it. You can't do it. Dinger's name's got to change now. They got to change it to Gladiator, just to be funny. Or the Colorado baseball mascot. We'll just call them that. We won't. It would just be a blank, like, just gray
Not
thing.
Homer. Maybe that's already taken. But then Homer's too close.
Well, the reason it's a dinosaur is because when they were digging up that stadium, they found bones. So
right, and
that's the reason. Yeah, so he's a dinosaur for that. I mean, the reason is when they built Coors Field, while they were excavating, they found some dinosaur bones. So born that day was Dinger, and now look what's happened. Dinger has evolved into a nasty racial slur.
Give him another baseball term, bunt, maybe.
Yeah, the bunt. Bunt! Hey, bunt! We here in Florida don't know. Oh my God, it's going on in Colorado. Lewis Brinson's just trying to take an at-bat, and this guy from the Klan stands up. And to have the guy go, I think he's whispering the mascot's name in his ear. What if he's not, though? And we have an expert on the phone.
I've found in these situations... Hey, it's Tom Brenneman, by the way, former Reds announcer and expert on these types of things. I heard the N-word in the middle of the game. When Lewis Brinson went up, I heard the N-word immediately in my chair. I stood up and called a Nick Castellanos home run. Immediately thought to myself, wow, I hope Castellanos goes deep so we can avoid that horrible word that was just uttered.
Yeah, Tom was in on it. It's all good. Dinger! My God. All right, there's Castellanos going deep despite these slurs that I just won't tolerate.
Do you think MLB's offering customized jerseys now?
Yeah.
They'll allow you to have that?
You can't. You can't write Dinger on your Diamondbacks jersey. No. The word is now bad. I laughed for 30 minutes, and I got to hand it to Andrew Jones, who the past has said that he's, especially in Boston, and nobody defended that because Boston is America's most racist city. Do you think the South is bad? Go to that miserable burg of Boston. Blech. Dump. How do they have so many colleges and so many smart people and so many idiots? What a dump. So the only thing good that come out of Boston didn't, and it's Cheers. Outside of that, nothing. That's a Los Angeles product. Here's how you know Boston sucks so bad. One of the best shows on television ever is Cheers. I think we'd all agree. Top 5 in almost everybody's list. They had one guy with a Boston accent on the show because they knew otherwise it wouldn't fly. America wouldn't accept it. They had a cliff, and he had to be annoying and awful, and he carry that accent. Otherwise, everybody on that show was not going to throw the accent at you. If they did, it was always a person that was off.
I can order it.
I can order a Rockies Dinger. No. But also, grown man, you don't need a picture with a mascot that bad.
That's true too.
He's got his kid there.
Yeah, I don't care. Then the kid can scream it. You're
probably his daughter.
Don't care.
Honey you want a picture? Then Kirby gets a picture with Dinger.
That's right. Kirby wants a photo with Dinger. Kirby gets Dinger. Well, some giant woman in the 4th row is screaming out obscenities that we have no idea.
Could you imagine? I came back one. That was me.
How great would it have been if the Marlins broadcast ran with it? They're like, this is the guy who did it, and we can't believe it. And now, look at this. The Colorado Rockies mascot is taking photos with the man who screamed it. They're celebrating it here in Denver. If they'd have seen the guy, and then they see Dinger over there doing a thumbs up with him, hey, good one, man. I think the same of Brinson. Evidently, the mascot's in on it.
John and I got an idea for the next giveaway at Coors Field.
Oh, no.
Dinger, please, T-shirts for the first 10,000 fans.
That's my Dinger. Yeah, Dinger, please. Can I have a photo? Dinger, please. Can I have a picture? That's basically what he was saying. Dinger, please. I laughed until I was blue yesterday at that report on SportsCenter because they played it. They had to debate whether or not to beep it because they lead you into thinking it's terrible language, and then it isn't. And I'm like, man, great job by ESPN to go, we can play it again, and now we can play it without beeps because he's not saying anything. But we can go the first minute and a half of the report of making people think it's the N-word. Oh, this is going to divide and conquer.
Did you see Dinger taking batting practice? And that's a hard-hitting Dinger. I mean, he's just...
All right. You're taking it to me. You're searching. You're hitting the bottom of the toy box. Don't see, this is why black people hate us, is because we take advantage of it like that. You've got all sorts of these things in your head. It's very funny, though. They have to change his name. There's no way.
Not going to happen.
They have to. They have to. You can't.
Well,
people are going to Brady just
more people will be yelling
just
it now.
What you're doing,
right?
That's a hard hit.
That'll
Dinger.
catch on to.
Yes, they're going to play with it because they're like, we almost got in trouble. And what do people do when they almost get in trouble? They make fun of it, and it's going to get worse. And then it's going to be what you're doing.
Can you imagine if Marcellus Wallace goes,
exactly.
Look, I'm going to tell him to do now. I'm going to call a couple of hard pipe-hitting diggers to come here to go to work on the homes with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch.
It's just got to change. Like
it does. No, it does.
It's Gladiator the dinosaur.
But it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because when you first played it, I was like, oh, my God, he's playing it on the internet. Because you hear it that way.
Because they tell you it's that. Yeah.
But then afterwards, you're like, oh, wait, it really is Digger.
Dinger.
Oh, it's Dinger. Yeah, Dinger.
Not
Digger.
No.
Digger.
This is why the name's got to change.
Gladiator.
See, he doesn't understand that because they dug up bones, it makes sense that they would have called it. Right, a dinger.
That's where they got the dinosaur
Christ,
from.
Righty, dinger. It was from a dig. So this is why we can't have dinger anymore. We can't have nice things.
We've changed it up to Dago.
Yeah.
And,
That's all right.
Oh, man.
Dago!
Yeah. I would scream, hey, Dago! Dago, can I have a photo? And it's Cuomo. You can, of course you can.
You want a kiss from the mascot?
You get a baby doll, you get one, huh? Greetings. Here's a little greeting down south. Cuomo! Dago! Get over here! You believe it?
It is crazy, though, what people suggest, and then you hear it. You hear that.
The power of.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
Power of suggestion.
Yeah,
it's
because
crazy.
once they start saying, like, that's what you heard it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And this poor guy who was screaming for, you're right. And look, it's an adult for a mascot, which I've always found. You're really drunk is basically all that is. You're just plastered. It's just a strange thing to me that this dude had to stand up, say that, do the thing, and nobody said a word around him. And then they started to hunt him because of what somebody thought he said.
I'm surprised the guy wasn't.
They sought him out. They found him. They asked questions. They asked everybody in the section what was going on. He's asking for the mascot.
Yeah,
like,
they backed him
up.
At
well,
least.
it wasn't even a backup. He didn't tell everybody, all right, strangers.
This is what I was saying.
Yeah, in this weird liberal little city, all right, strangers in Colorado, I said it. But if anybody asks, I was calling for the mascot. If you got the bravery to just shout the N-word twice that loud in a quiet moment and then tell
alone not
and then try to
taken out in the stands.
That dude's not going to lie about it when somebody questions him. Did you? No, I was asking for the mascot. He's not going to just go. No. He's not going to, at the top of his lungs, shout the N-word 2 times and then hide behind it.
Some snitch would have been there to,
exactly.
That wouldn't happen.
Right. I know it's not necessarily a snitch. It would have been doing the right thing, but I don't want to. I would have told. That's me.
Hey, rats get bats.
All right. Well, I would have said something. Had the dude next to me going, "What's this?" Brinson's up. I'm like, I like Brinson. He's not bad. What are you doing? Did you just shout the N-word 2 times? Yeah, and if anybody asks, I was screaming for the mascot. No, you weren't, and I'm not saying that.
Did Brinson on the broadcast, because I didn't see that, did he step out of the batter's box and look around?
There's a moment where you can see him kind of jarred. I don't know if he looked around, but he's like, did I just hear that? But I don't know. Look, the name's too. It's just you can't. It's an unshoutable mascot name.
I think on TMZ they got the. I think they got the shot of him batting. I can't tell if that's it or not.
On TMZ,
they do. They show his back. I don't remember him really turning around.
I think they beep it here.
It doesn't even look like he heard it though.
Oh,
he's completely ignoring it.
All right, that's enough. TMZ. TMZ has it on a loop.
Well, they got this. They got this one here of the guy actually. It looks like a video of the guy actually yelling.
I
think that's it. Let me look. Hang on. We can stop the other one here.
It's just so silly, and everybody's lost their mind. But yeah, Andrew Jones. Does
he have color?
I lost it on the Boston.
No,
thing.
He's whitey.
The Boston thing I was talking about though is the most racist city, and Jones has been there and said, "Look, people will hurl racial slurs at me like crazy in Boston. It happens every time we're there. You get used to it." He was the first one because he kind of became the mouthpiece for people shouting slurs because he made a big stink about it, and rightfully so. Made a big stink about it a little bit ago. But I loved what he said, and we need to apply this to more things in life. When he said, "Look, what I heard, I jumped to conclusions. I attacked this situation, and I was wrong. Know when you're wrong, know when to apologize."
Right.
Beautifully said and perfect because he's like, I shouldn't have done what I did. I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, whoa, everybody in Colorado is in trouble. Like, this is bad. Because, the headline said, fan throws out racial slur at Rockies Marlins game. Like, horrific was in there. And like, you read the headline, you're like, oh my God. So your brain plans to hear it. And you hit the video, of course, to go, what'd he do? And then when you hear dinger twice, you're like, oh boy. But it's become hilarious. Because it's nothing.
Again, it's the power of suggestion. And that's what everybody
really
heard.
Is. Well, all the headlines were, wait until you hear this. You're like, well, this is going to be bad. So your brain preps for it. So pretty hilarious moment there in Colorado. But yeah, they got to change the name of that. and dingers fire. Brady, you were a mascot.
Yeah.
Drew Haybata.
They would yell every once in a while. But
I'm sure they called you the N-word plenty of times. Move! Lady!
That was a softball.
Boy. Oh, they would yell plenty. Did you hear racial slurs flying out of the stands like crazy?
No.
No, of course not. Even racists know they're outnumbered in those situations to where they're probably going to get pounding.
They usually would yell something that the player, was involved in. I think it was Andrew Jones, Gold Club.
Yeah, I did that.
When he got, yep.
I was shouting at him at the Gold Club.
We were doing
the Chris Tucker screams at him to take me to the Gold Club. He was laughing about it.
He was. He turned around and
he thought it was funny. But what are you going to do? Funny moments of an uptight, and it just proves how uptight we are. And we are.
Even though there are people that are yelling, never the racial slurs, but you're a bum, and just trying to get under their skin.
Sure. It's the mental game. You want to give them what's called the twisties.
Yep.
And hope they quit. It's never happened in the history of sports before. Well, it did this last couple weeks, but the pressure has not gotten to any of these guys. Strawberry in that classic Simpsons episode where Bart keeps going, Daryl, because that's the whole crowd used to slow chant Daryl to try to get under his skin. And Lisa said, why do you do that? He goes, he's a professional athlete. It rolls off his skin. And they show Daryl Strawberry and a tear is rolling down his face. He hates it. But there's nothing you can do. We're an uptight world. We're walking on a bunch of thin ice because I think we're all trained to hear terrible things before anything else. But Brady as a mascot, you're going to lose a fraternity member. No way they roll out Dinger with a crowd of people like me and beer at Coors Field and say, don't call him the thing. What? Don't fool around with Dinger's name anymore. Okay, we promise. By the seventh inning of all that Coors and a terrible baseball team and a terrible game, Dinger's getting yelled a lot. My friend Craig Martin and I sat in center field in spring training for a very long, I've told this story before, but let's just say this. A very long game, you start seeing a lot of players that are never going to make it. A lot of what's called organizational depth. And the Padres rolled up a batter. And we looked at the scoreboard, and I'm like, that can't be right. And then you hear on the thing, now batting for the Padres, number 94, Ethan Fagot. And his last name was not spelled Fagot. And boy, oh boy, did center field get loud for a little while. Put your ass into it! We were killing the guy.
How do you not change your name?
You can't walk through life as Fagot.
No.
In fact, he could have been the best player on the team, and the Padres were like, we're not putting him on the big field. There's no way. We're not dragging him to Boston. Hold on a second.
We spent $2 million on this guy.
This guy's last name is the homo F word, and I can't shout it. Dinger! Hilarious. So
that was actually on Sunday's game or something that all happened.
I think it was Sunday. Yeah.
So did the mascot come out yesterday?
Yeah, he's gay.
Or they?
He came out. He came out because there's no way you can attack him now. He wanted to be a minority. He's a victim. Did the mascot come out? Come out for the photo?
Yeah. I mean, did he? Are they hiding him now?
Oh, as far as that,
from back in the call,
from publicity and stuff like that.
Did he come out like yesterday? I wonder. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they're going to run.
I heard it.
Yeah. Well, no, he's not going to come out and do a press conference. You think mascots matter, Brady? They don't.
I thought Brett was wondering.
Brady used to
get the picture.
Brady used to be a mascot. He assumes he's part of the whole operation. We got to ask Dinger what his thoughts on the whole thing. Nobody's asking the guy inside the suit.
That'd be great.
The only time we ever heard from a mascot was when Bob was driving around high for a while. Remember the Bobcat?
He wanted to be heard.
Nobody wants to hear from him. That's why they don't allow you guys to talk. We don't want to hear you guys. Don't start getting friendly. I hated when Howler leaned down and go, listen to the show all the time. I'm like, don't talk to me in the suit, Howler. Dude in the suit, quiet. I don't like when it starts to speak. Anyway, great moment in Major League Baseball history. Ken Burns going to have a whole new documentary series.
8-part DVD.
Great stuff. It was the old days of Jackie Robinson, for God's sakes. The crowd just went bananas. It's 6:18. Colorado. I've told you years and years. Just an awful place. Just a terrible place. Horrible people live there. Let's get a wake-up song, shall we? 585-9800. A good one. We'll scream it together, but not that word. It's 98 KUPD.
98. This is bad. Bad, bad, bad.
That's a joke, right? You're joking?
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.